Sanbanani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Queendom. So guys, this episode starts off with Uketiwe and Untando guys. Uketiwe looks like she's in the kitchen packing in her uniform, in a nursing uniform, packing some lunch, and I'm just like, the only family I recognize as the royal family is back to its akane, guys, back to ordinary life. So Ketu is packing her lunch in her uniform there when Untando comes into the kitchen, and she is wearing a two-piece, a stunning gray two-piece. So Untando's like, hey boy, my sister, like, so we emsebenzini already. Ketu is like, I is cutting Moena, like, where are you off to so early? Untando, you can see she's hesitant of answering the question, but she's like, ngemsebenzini. Ketu is like, how awusho ukuthi sothela umsebenzi omusha, like, you're not saying ukuthi you got a new job. Untando's like, it's not a new job. When she said it's not a new job, I kind of quote on what she was talking about, because you could see she didn't even want to speak about the job thing with her mother. Ketu was like, hi, bo, bengiqala phansi sikhulume, like, please sit down and let's talk. Because Ketu has already caught on that if she didn't get a new job, the only job she'd be going back to is Umulapo's foundation where she was working. So Untan was like, ma, like, like you can see, like, she really does not want to have this conversation, at least not now. Ketu is like, it's important, please sit down. She goes on to say, my desire is that you go back to school, and we as even witty, like, I don't like this thing of you working. Dando goes on to say, but ma, like, we've spoken about this before, that, oh, yeah, these will be in the school, and like, it's expensive to go back to school. Ketu is like, I know. Untando's like, then why are we having this conversation again if you know that going back to school is expensive? Ketu says, money imali akusiyona problem anymore. Money is not part of our problems anymore, my child. Untando's like, oh, my sister, so win a lotto. Awusho, like, you're not saying that you won the lotto and that you moneyed. Ketu goes on to say, cha, ubaba wakho ukushiyela imali, like, your father uandile left you money, so bengisho ukuthi, like, I know that your dream is to become a lawyer, so take this chance. Untando doesn't look excited or anything like that. She just says, I have to go. Ketu is like, but please promise me ukuthi uzoyicabanga lento, you will think about it. But Untando walks off. I don't know if the information's a bit too overwhelming for her, because she didn't seem excited. She just walked off. Does she still want to do law? Like, what really is the problem with that? I'm not getting it, because I expected her to be, excited about her pursuing her dreams. But anyway, we will eventually find out, does she still have the desire for it or not, or what really is the problem? So anyway, while Untando walks off, Tebang comes into the kitchen, is like, wena wamanzi, and he has his hands open, like the way they open their hands when they say wena wamanzi. Ketu is looking at Tebang like surprised, as if she wants to say, and then she's like, you mean nkosazana yamanzi? And Tebang's like, oh yes, nkosazana yamanzi. Ketu is like, you just missed her usanda puma manje, like speaking about Untando, like basically saying, I know that you came here for Untando and you just missed her usanda puma. Tebang's like, where did you go? Did you go to Tobozi's place, her friend, to go see her friend? Ketu goes on to respond and says, no, she has gone to Mulapo's foundation. And Tebang's just like, because he knows he's got tight competition there. Ketu was like, no, you see, when you really want a woman and you really want to win her over, you must be willing to be patient and understanding with her. Tebang's like, mina angik like, I don't understand what she's saying. Ketu goes on to saying that being pushy doesn't work. Like, being pushy doesn't work for a woman. You must be gentle. Like, so Ketu is saying that Untando has been saying for a while that she needs space, but Tebang's being pushy and is like forcefully being in Untando's space, even though Untando keeps saying one and the same thing. So Ketu is giving him advice to say, Be patient with her. I was even surprised that Uketi was giving that advice because I thought Uti she's going to give Utabang a current because the daughter doesn't want him. So I thought she'd be funny, but I think she knows at the end of the day she can't choose for her daughter. So there's no use being rude to Tabang, only to find out Ksasa there's a possibility she'd come back to Tabang. So I appreciate her even giving that advice to Tabang and not being rude to him. So anyway, Tabang hears what she's saying, and then he's like, wena wamanzi. And Uketu is like, yini lento yenza. Like, just stop these funny things because we left it there by the royal house. And Utabang's like, ish, I'm sorry. So that's that, you guys. We see a scene where we are at Ekahlamba now. The council members and the family are gathered. The royal family is gathered together because now they are doing the ordination of Undlovukazi, Umandlovu, and she is basically taking an oath. So they go on to say, Utaluthano is leading the whole thing. We are fungu uchi will follow the laws zaseKahlamba. We are fungu uchi uzobavikela abantu baseKahlamba. Ubaphathe kahle ngokuhlonipha. I'm just like, she already doesn't even respect the servants of this place. Never mind, let's not even go for to abantu baseKahlamba. So anyway, Talunkolo has to say it first, and then Yena she responds, and then Mandlovu responds and says, yes, ngiyafunga, which I will follow and whatnot, and all of them. So anyway, Dalfolo goes on to say ukuthi uMandlovu guys uzophatha. She's going to be seated on the throne for 1 year. I'm just like, that is too long. I thought 3 months, nyana guys. Oh, why couldn't they say at least till the king is well? Anyway, they said for 1 year, and during that time, but I guess even if the king does get well, then there can't be 2 people ababusayo. Automatically, if the king gets well, she'd have to move. So anyway, Utang was like, she's going to uzobusa for 1 year, and during that time, Umlondolozi is speaking about Umcebo, he must learn everything in terms of imigomo nemibandela of what being a king entails. So though Ungrovugazi is going to be seated on the throne, this is also some sort of preparation for Umcebo to learn additional information about being a king. So anyway, that's us everyone would bring zethu. So everyone stands and they're supposed to kind of like give her her praises of now being in that position. So while everyone stands up, you guys, everyone gets up. Umandlovu gets not Umandlovu, Ukamahlangu gets up and she just walks out. She leaves like that, and you can imagine Umandlovu is like disgusted in her face. I'm keeping your secrets, and now when it's my moment, you're walking out like this. I was like looking at Ukamahlang like linking. But anyway, Utalukola just keeps quiet. Because at the end of the day, it's time to cycle. But I'm just like, Tanunkalo, you disappointed me. I expected to see some sort of like leaning towards Ukamahlang. But anyway, so anyway, while they're all up, Ukamahlang has worked out. Tanunkalo goes on to say, by the power that is vested in me, that thing about Shoyo, I appoint Undlovukazi Mandlovu as the queen that is going to reign for 1 year. And then he says, wena wamanzi. Then everyone goes on to follow wena wamanzi. So I guess that was like an official sort of like ordination, so that it's officiated that indeed she's on the throne now. So Ukamahlangu, while she's on the hallway, because she just walked out, she's carrying juice. So Taba, maybe she paused by the kitchen to get herself juice. So she poured herself juice somewhere. She gets a phone call, and the phone call is saved as Mkuseli's driver on her phone. So when she says hello, this person goes on to say, Ndlovukazi yamanzi, impilo yakho isengcipheni, your life is in danger. Kamahlangu goes on to say, ngisengozini kubani, like, who am I endangered to? The guy goes on to respond, and he's like, again, was over the phone. I can't tell you over the phone. SMS ama details. As he says that, he drops the phone, and Talunkolo walks up to Ukamahlangu because now he's surprised ukuthi why did Ukamahlangu just walk out like that. Talunkolo is looking concerned, is like, Kamahlangu, alrighty. Kamahlangu just looks at him as like, hey, when like, you know those lovers type of thing where you just like, you didn't take my side when now you're coming to ask if righty. She just looks at him and she's like, Zoba, right? She walks off, you guys. Then we see Untando is working at the office when Umulapo walks in her office and he brings her flowers. And listen, Untando brightens up, you guys. She's like, oh, this is a pleasant surprise. She is not that sober, like, you know, like the way she's in such a jolly mood to see Umulapo. I haven't even seen her like this at the palace. There, like at home, like this is her only happy place at this point, or the happiest I've seen her at this point. Mulapa says, of course, I had to do something worthy of a princess to brighten up your day. Your Untando blushes there and she's like, listen, day brightened. And Ngiyabonga, thank you for even the ones that you sent for my father's funeral. And Umulapo goes on to say, no problem. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I had a business trip in Ini. And Untando's like, please don't worry yourself about that. I understand. But oh, you understand when it comes to Umulapo that he didn't make it. But Utabang, his reasonings ukuthi why he couldn't come even though he was hlanganisering imali embuzi. You did not get it, Ndando. But I understand that the expectations she has towards Umulapo and Tabang are not the same. She was in a relationship with Tabang. That was her fiance. So there's certain things she expects from him. Mulapo is just a business partner or her boss, a person she works with, and she doesn't have that type of expectation towards him. But anyway, guys, she's so happy. And then Umulapo goes on to say, I apologize about, you know, the ring thing, which in Wiseli ring Utabang, like it was not my place. Like, I really am sorry about that. And then Undando's like, real, like, that's all in the past, it's okay. And then she goes on to ask Uguti, how do I take care of these? Like, talking about the flowers, like, how do I take care of these flowers? While she's saying that, guys, Utabang Yeti, he heard from Ketu Uguti, Undando's here. He is about to walk into Undando's office where she's working, but he sees Undando and Umulapo is there, so he steps back so that Bangamboni, so he can eavesdrop on the conversation. I'm just like, Utabang, I guess what? Did not Uketi warn him with gentleness, patience, understanding? So when Zani Lana, like, what are you doing here if you heard everything that Uketi said? Clearly it came through one ear and went through the other. So Tabang goes on to, not Tabang, Umulapo goes on to answer Undando's question, which is like, these flowers, they are just like you. They are tough on the outside, but tender on the inside. So just show them a bit of tender love and they will open up. You can see it's the perfect answer, but Undando is just blushing and Tabang is furious where he's standing. Guys, then we see another scene where Ukamahlangu useflightini or something like that. She is meeting up with that driver that called her, telling her ukuthi impilo yakhe isengcipheni. So she gets out of the car and she's like, Sfiso. So apparently this guy's name is Sfiso. Then Sfiso goes on to say, Ndlovukazi yamanzi, bengicela ukuthi ungilalele kahle, like, listen to me carefully. While they're talking like that, guys, there's a car that's parked on the other side, and this guy who's in that other car, he's busy taking pictures of Kamahlangu, and Usfiso busy having a conversation. This is the same guy that they found in Ubanzi's room that Umandlovu wanted to get arrested, but Ebo was like, no, this is a friend or whatnot. That guy that I said he was coming to set up a camera or something like that, he's the one taking the picture. So it looks like it is Ebo's guy and he's following around Ukamahlangu. Guys, Kamahlangu looks like she's on the hit list and she's the next target. So anyways, Fiso goes on to say ukuthi ngiyacela, like this is not akusiwona umdlalo lona, like this is not a joke, like awuphephile, like you are not safe at the palace. So that guy that's taking the pictures, why bekhuluma, he decides to call Umcebo. When he calls Umcebo, he's like mlondolozi, ngiyathemba ukuthi ungazijabulela indaba ezimnandi. Mcebo goes on to say, yes, like I would love some good news. So, Mcebo goes on to say, yes, I would love some good news. And then this guy goes on to say to Mcebo, ukuthi, you won't believe ukuthi ngibheke nani lana, like what am I looking at? Like you won't believe. Umcebo goes on to say, Umcebo goes on to say, yini Bhodloza. So this guy's name is Ubhodloza. Bondasa goes on to say, ukuthi, you just need to look at your messages and the pictures that I sent to your phone. So obviously those pictures that he was taking of Ugamahlangu and Usfiso, Ubhodloza sent it to Mcebo's cell phone. So Gamahlang goes on to say, like, what do you mean that I'm not safe at the palace? Sfiso goes on to say, while I was your son's driver, Umkhuseli's driver, I heard and I saw izinto eziningi bongafanelane ngizizwe engizibone. Gamahlang was like, khuluma. Wazini, like what do you know? As Usfiso's about to talk, guys, he realizes or he recognizes that there's a car that is like just not far from them. So then he's like, le moto ihamba nawe. And Ukamahlang was like, no, ngize one. Like I came here alone. And then Usfiso starts panicking and he's like, Bastolile. He runs to his car and he leaves. Ukamahlang gets into her car and she's like, ow, like surprise, gets into her car and drives off. Guys, before Usfiso can tell her, obviously we know Mcebo's gonna deal with Usfiso before Usfiso can even speak the truth. Then we see Upravi. Upravi is in his house. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's dealing with some letters or some papers when Utabang walks in. So basically, Pravi says, listen, Tabang, we need to talk. You have just been acting like somehow lately, like you have been treating yourself until you a big shot. Like I'm not happy and I've been quiet for a while. Like this is going to have to stop because the way Utabang, it's like he's starting to arrest Untando and like it's uncomfortable for Untando even in the house. So I get Upravi that obviously he has to protect Untando. So anyway, Upravi goes on to say, listen, let's start off. So sit down, let's talk. Let's start off with this letter. This is a letter from Untando to your family, basically saying that she wants to stop the negotiations. So Tabang, shame, you can see he's so disappointed. He's like, Pravi, like now young Chigen. And Upravi is like, listen, I am not Upravi Uwena, like I am Malum Vincent, like call me like Angsienum Ganako for you to call me Pravi. Hey guys, so let me also refer to him to Pravi Vincent. Hey, so Taban's like, oh, so young, to get a manje, like, is this really what you want? You don't want me and Ntando to work out. And Bra Vincent basically says, this is not up to me. This is Ntando's decision, and she has made her decision. So Tabang goes on to say, like, I love Untando, like, everything I do is for her, like, please, like, I know there's something you can do concerning the situation, please, like, what not, like he's begging Pravi, and Pravi ends up saying, listen, I'm going to give you 1 week to basically put off this letter. I'm not going to send it to your family. I'm giving you 1 week to fix things with Ntando. If it's not fixed within 1 week, I'm sending off this letter and the negotiations are going to just have to stop. Guys, Utabang is stressana. So at this point, yeah. Then guys, we see Ukamahlangu, she goes to Banzi's room. And when she goes to Banzi's room, she's holding Ubanzi. She's telling Ubanzi that, yes, me and Wami, like, I need you to fight. Like, you're a warrior. I know what you've got this in you, Impi. I gotta pay you. Like, this war and this fight is not done yet, so you can't afford to throw in the towel now. She goes on to say, Saba, I am fearful for my life at this palace at this point. Like, she goes on to say, like, please, like, I've got my, he's the one who actually has a hand in you being sick. Like, I've lived with you, Sami, all these years. You've been sick, but you've never been sick to this point. I've never seen you sick to this point. So I know that Ebo has a hand in you being sick. She goes on to say to Ubanzi, please give me a sign. Give me a sign. Give me a sign that what I'm saying is true. Like, give me a sign, like, fight for me. She goes on to say, Nomkusele, give me a sign, like all those things. Guys, while she's saying all of that, remember there's a recording there. The recording shows both video and audio. Untebo is in his room, guys, watching everything that Okamahlangu is saying to Ubanzi. Hey, I was just like, listen, Ebo is 10 steps ahead of all these people. Guys, while Ukamasang was asking for a sign there, we see Ubanzi, the machine starts beeping and he moves his finger. And that is Ukamasang's sign ukuthi what she's saying is right, because Ubanzi moved his finger. And I was just looking from his room, like surprised ukuthi like he let drama, like he's seeing that, hey, ingati there's going to be another drama that's going to unfold here. I think he's going to try to eliminate Ukamahlangu, you guys. Then we see Uketiwe gets home from her nursing job ebusuku beyangena Bravi's in the kitchen and she abingelelege, she greets. As she greets and she's putting back her lunch bag, guys, Uluiza comes in and she's like, Lana, we need to speak about the title deed yale ndawo. You guys, when Bravi no tholakele, you guys are busy enjoying yourself, and yet lendlu, like it's my mother and father's house, ibiza mina, yet you guys are kicking me out and whatnot and all of that. Like, she basically suggests ukuthi lendlu ayithengiswe. Like, let us sell this house since you guys don't want me in it. Let's sell this house and then me and Vincent, who will split the money we make from it. So Ketu just looks at Louise and she's like, Marlene. Louisa's like, yeah, like she's like, like you want to buy me out. Uzoyithenga ngani? Uzoyithenga ngemali yamanesi. Like you're going to buy this house ngemali yamanesi. Ketu just goes out. She's like, Konje, paper must band. They said throw in. She goes to the room. She gets the municipality paper. She's like, I don't to my banking details. Louisa thinks Ketu yazala. She goes ahead. She sends Ketu her banking details and she's like, there we go. Ketu Naya, she does her things on her phone and then she looks at Louisa and she's like, there we go. And Louisa could not believe her eyes. That time Upravi sitting there umangele and whatnot. Ketu just takes Lela paper that Louisa had on Lela paper, the municipality paper, and she just throws it on the floor and she walks off and she's like, oh, before she does that, she's like, iphelela ngithi uzokwenza ke i-transfer your title deed, drops the paper and walks off. Drops mic, you guys, and walks off. And that is the recap of the latest episode. Ketu, guys, bought. I think people were like, why didn't you buy what? I think it's such a fair thing for her to buy that house for Vincent. He's been there, guys, for her so many years. He's been a good man to her. Anyway, let's park it right there. Tell me what you think of this latest episode. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys in the next one.